Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to TheftMart. My name is Marshall. I'm here with very special co-host EMoney and Berg. Gentlemen, how are you?
Good.
Very good.
Very good. Missed you guys.
Yeah, it's been a while. We took a little bit of a break.
Yeah.
The listeners don't know because it'll be, weeks.
Right. Hey, great intro, man.
Thank
you.
you.
A good intro.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
You've really been practicing on this time off, haven't you?
As I was driving home from work today.
Looking in the rear view mirror. Damn it, you're good enough.
And people like you.
And people like you.
I mean, that was really fucking solid.
Thank you. I cut out my favorite part, which is the shopping aisle sheriffs and department store deputies.
Yeah.
I didn't even pay attention to that.
I did.
Yeah,
I noticed it. But is that what was tripping you up?
Hey,
I think so.
I think
it's just so long there.
It is long.
Just for the listeners, you should just do it again right now. On the spot, right now. No, I kid. No, what you know, man?
Yeah. So what have you guys been up to since it's been a while?
That's true. Yeah. What's been happening, everybody?
Nothing too serious.
I'm trying to think of things in my life, and it's been a lot of watching TV.
I almost became homeless.
That's always a fun time.
Coming out on top. I went out picking boxes, but I didn't have to pick I was going for a double wide box. It was a U-Haul box.
You can't have that.
It was above my means.
Listen, the weather's getting nice enough that being homeless wouldn't have been too bad.
Nice thing about that, you get a box in one alley, you put another box in the other alley. Summer, winter,
You son of a bitch. That's very...
Listen, if you ever need boxes, I've got boxes.
Hey, I know a guy. I know a guy.
I also have a spare bedroom if you ever need that one too.
I don't know. I'm just looking for boxes.
Right. If you just want the boxes, I got you covered.
You can see my feet hanging out one side. I'm luxurious over here.
Fucking EMoney sitting on the corner. Give me your money, damn it.
If you stop a shoplifter stealing a big, refrigerator or something, I'm just doing it for the box.
I just need the box.
Believe it or not, what's funny is in one of the aisles, you know how you can get the purified water, and you go and you can buy the water and you put the jug on top of it. What is the base called? I don't even know. They're called like Primos or something.
Oh
yeah.
You know how you can go and you can push the button, it can be cold or hot, and somebody fucking took a whole fucking water cooler, left the water cooler, but took the box.
Huh. The big steals I always remember were like the
I think they filled
air conditioners, but it's just like, what do you need that for? Where's that going?
Here's the thing. Climate change is making the world hotter. That's why you need a fucking air conditioner.
That's what I'm saying is that's obviously needed, but then it's like, I'm going to get me one of them water dispensers.
Yeah, but can we go back to the fact they took the box?
Just the box. Not... So I'm telling you, so it probably was one of those ORC things where somebody threw the shit inside of it.
Oh, okay. You know what? I was listening to another podcast. And
shame on you,
motherfucker. You motherfucker.
That was so cute. Stop it. It blew my mind.
All right. I will say
Freaky Friday in here. So I was listening to another podcast.
Wait, we just become best friends?
I think we did.
There's so much room in here. Bunk beds. So much room to do activities in here.
They were talking about how this guy used to be, he was like the head of a electronics company, and he would buy all the electronics boxes from other companies and distributors like Best Buy and stuff, and then he'd fill those with rocks and put them in his warehouse, and then he would show his investors the warehouse.
Oh god!
And he'd be like, yeah, we're worth this much, so you need to invest. Come check it out. Obviously, we've got all this inventory, so.
That is genius.
So kids, if you're gonna start your own electronics company out there,
Speaking of, me and my brother was talking the other day. Can you guys remember the Fast and Furious movie, right?
Yeah, which one?
Yeah. The very first one.
I've only watched the first one.
Yeah, same here.
You remember how
I'm
old
ashamed
school,
but proud to admit that.
You remember how old school that was, and they was like stealing Panasonic VCRs.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh my god, right? And now they got these fucking flat screen TVs and shit. He was talking about them. It reminded me of that. It's like that's totally random, but
wow.
But like Panasonic VCRs. What do you even own a VHS tape? Anybody?
I do.
You do?
I do. So
what is it?
Well, three things. Well, actually,
it's a 3-hour long movie.
Actually, more than three things.
Yeah, it only comes on VHS.
Yes. So high school graduation, because I'm old enough that it was.
Is that the
VHS.
name of the porn?
No.
Was that 3 or 4?
3. But here's the thing: I've got a whole bunch of home movies, and I've gone through them. and I only found one VHS that was of questionable content
that you could not show other people.
It was, yeah, but here's the thing. Here's the thankful thing. It was not my parents.
Oh God.
So I'm super pumped by that. I think it was recorded. I think it was like a weird recording.
What if your parents recorded your neighbors or your
That's what I was about to say. What if it was the neighbors?
Well,
you bought this from their yard sale?
My dad
This
did
isn't
have
Little Mermaid.
My dad had a lot of sketchy ass friends, so it's not out of the realm of possibility.
Right.
But there was only one. The rest of it was just like family things. The rest of it was me, 4 years old, standing outside in the cold going, "It's cold," and sticking my hands in my pants, and my dad going, "Get your goddamn hands out of your pants," and me going, "It's cold."
That's awesome.
So yeah, a lot of that. And then yeah, so it's great, you know.
Creepy time, you know, VHS back then and stuff. You know, that was still kind of the Wild West of media. In a lot of ways. There's still a lot of weird VHSs out there, I think.
Back when I had traveled and had multiple stores, one of the stores that was an old school, probably about 40-year-old store, it had the old VHS system in it where they used to track, and there was all the tapes still sitting in there in the AP room.
No kidding.
Hardcore. Like,
I wonder how much weird shit has been filmed and has been, you know, it's on VHS that
a lot
that's been lost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you know, thinking about an earlier conversation about the early days of the internet, you know, gather around, kids. Let me tell you about the old days of the internet. So back in the old days of the internet, it was like the Wild Wild West. People were just posting whatever. And I watched a lot of weird shit that to this day, I'm just like, did I really see that? But I mean, I don't want to be like, no, I imagined it, because if I imagined it, then that means I got a fucked up imagination. So I had to have seen it.
Right. Did you find yourself watching hours and hours of just endless of this on the internet? Like,
yeah.
Like you just, okay, I watched this video. It led into this video.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, a half a fucking day's gone.
Yeah.
YouTube wormhole.
It is.
Exactly.
And you got stuck, and then, dude,
But
I
see,
got a beard.
I don't do that with like YouTube and stuff now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it would make sense that I would, but honestly, the shit on YouTube isn't weird enough for me.
I've never been a fan of YouTube.
It doesn't do it.
I've never been a fan of YouTube, dude.
Huh.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, somebody says something's on YouTube, I'll go look at it, but nothing that's like, oh yeah, man, I'm subscribed to this. I'm subscribed to this. Not at all.
Anymore, it's like, what are those animal videos? The Thug Life animal videos?
Oh yeah, the compilations.
Yeah, I'll watch that, and then like pretty much anything to do with animals is the only reason why I ever check out YouTube or a trailer or something.
I was just thinking, you know, with the VHS stuff, and it was like a kind of a golden era because it was pre-internet, but at the same time, this was, you know, it was like the first time the consumer was able to make the media that they wanted and stuff. So there's definitely a golden era of weirdness in there where things were getting made that weren't meant to be mass distributed.
Right. I'll tell you what, this is off the subject, go back to AP stuff. Even like when you would put in a case today, it'll ask you if it's on DVR or VHS. Your choice.
That's what I was about to ask too, is have you ever worked for a place that they used VHS, like an old VHS security camera system? Or
they've just gone away with it whenever I started 8 years ago at the place I worked.
That's weird to think of, just 8 years ago. That was VHS on that.
Can you imagine that there's going to be a flood of people of our age bracket that are going to experience the unfortunate experience of their family passing, and they're gonna have to go through these weird things of like going through old family VHS videos, and oh hey, mom and dad in 1992 decided to get a little freaky. And
see, I'm a little weird. I'm a little weird. Like you guys big on pictures. I'm not. I don't want a photo album. I don't care. But my mom has a photo album.
Oh yeah,
tons and tons and tons and tons of them. But she has shit tons. She has a whole storage unit of shit. I don't want it. She can just donate that to Goodwill. I don't even want to go through it. You talking about going through shit? I don't even want to go through it. I'm not even worried about those memories.
Yeah,
is that weird?
I like having the big photo bucket, but it is like it's a weird transition right now. And going back to the asset protection, I've always wondered sometimes why there wasn't like a separate unit that didn't just.
You said unit.
There wasn't like just
a big unit or a little unit,
just huge throbbing,
just huge.
It's just average.
Gina. But huge. Why there wasn't something taking like HD picture along with like a motion capture like for something that was like high definition picture. Whereas like, because when we did the digital video,
it's all motion.
Yeah. It's all motion and it's recording, but sometimes the quality wasn't as good. Where if we could have like one HD picture of this person,
it'd be amazing.
Yeah. It would have been it would have been so much easier to identify people.
You know, I saw something on the internet a little while ago about how we can fucking send pictures from Mars that are crystal clear, but you know, CCTV is still fucking grainy as shit, and you can't see the face and details.
What's funny is we had an incident where an officer came to our store and wanted to look up some video, and he
was it his parents?
It was a VHS tape.
Hey guys, check this out.
it was a Little Mermaid aerial.
Dude, your mom's bush is huge.
huge. So anyway, this guy stole from the local hospital, and they was traced to come to the store, and they said, "Man, your shit is top notch." And I'm thinking, our shit is shit. And this guy says, "Yours is the best in the whole all town. I've been to this place."
Wow.
And if that's the case, that is sad, man. That is sad. That's the reason why a lot of people can get away, because sometimes have you seen this person?
That's what I was just thinking. It's like, how many people have gotten away with a crime because VHS sucks?
Right. Right.
Well,
back in the day, it was all bad.
That's why we haven't found Bigfoot yet.
Good point.
Who's the guy?
We know you're out there, Bigfoot.
You know, speaking of other podcasts, there are a couple of podcasts about the search for Bigfoot.
That's a real deal.
I know, but here's the fucking thing that amazes me about that. The fact that people could fucking produce enough content about Bigfoot.
For a whole fucking show?
For a whole show, let alone a whole goddamn season.
A lady worked for me, and her family goes every year looking for fucking Bigfoot. Every year they go look for fucking Bigfoot.
I wonder if it's the same people that I know, because I know somebody who's now they go to like southern Indiana or something like that.
No, they go to supposedly their origins.
I think there's like a thing now.
The origins of Bigfoot.
I heard on the radio, I might be wrong, but there's like
Wisconsin.
You can pay for a trip with Jose Canseco to go Bigfoot hunting.
No fucking way.
That's what
Really?
I heard, yeah.
Well, was he going to carry a bat with him?
Right.
What
that'd be
the
awesome.
fuck?
Dude, I'd love it if
Let's shoot up some steroids before we go.
Jose Canseco just beans Bigfoot in the head with a bat, and that's how we crack the Bigfoot case.
So there's our money making idea. We get Jose Canseco to go on these adventures, not just Bigfoot, but just like
anything we're looking for.
Anything, yeah. Let's go look for chupacabras with Jose Canseco. That's a fucking podcast right there.
Jose Canseco figured out who the Zodiac Killer was.
Right. There we go. Let's just do a podcast where we just do everything with Jose Canseco.
Jose Canseco's the detective for everything.
Jose, if you're listening, let's talk business.
Yes.
Right?
We'll tweet at you, buddy.
Look, dude, don't act like you're too good to come on our podcast when you're doing Bigfoot.
Right.
Holy fuck.
Bigfoot hunting trips.
That would be so... Oh, my God.
Could you imagine you sitting around a fucking room? What could we fucking do with Jose Canseco?
What Jose's thinking just as hard as everybody else in the room.
His agent calls him. He's like, "Dude,
what can we do with Jose
There is a
Canseco?
production company based out of the Midwest that wants you to go looking for fucking Bigfoot."
I want to say I thought it was like in Vegas or somewhere.
Here's the thing: it doesn't
Nevada,
matter what we do with him. We just get shit faced, and then we go on this adventure, and it's just like detective time. Oh, that would be like detective time with Jose Canseco. And it was just us getting drunk or high or both, and just fucking going.
Jose, you strike out if I threw this fucking marathon cup. Can you
go look for the Loch Ness and all the cryptozoology stuff? We could go look for Loch Ness monster, chupacabra, Mothman. And I could just see fucking drunk Jose Cuervo.
That's what I'm thinking.
Jose Canseco sitting on the fucking bridge going, Mothman!
Ding, 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 ding. And then, like, when people's interest starts to wane, that's when we pull out, like, a wheelbarrow full of baseballs. And he just starts hitting dingers.
Out in the woods. No, you automatically have them already. And you have a bucket on hand just in case. What's that noise out in the woods, Jose? Get the bucket, and he just starts beaming out in the woods. I don't hear nothing no more.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Is that like you make it seem like you're just traveling the woods, like you're just out in the woods, and then you stumble upon a full bar? Like, oh, what's this, Jose?
Whoa, look what we found out here. Must be Bigfoot's bar.
You know, it's pretty intense. He's probably got a video diary of him searching for Bigfoot. Guys, guys, tonight was crazy.
I gotta look at this now because I gotta look into this more.
We're gonna abandon this whole asset protection thing. Jose, if you're listening, come make some of this money.
Jose and Nicolas Cage, you guys are golden.
Yes. We're going to make you millionaires even more money.
Good times.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. No,
So anyway.
no, I was.
Boy, how do you.
The real subjects
right,
of the
how do you
podcast.
bounce back
boy.
from that?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying. No good transitions either.
Yeah.
What was there was another movie like he smells like Bigfoot's dick.
Anchorman. What's the tallest guy you think? Speaking of tall bastards, like
6'9".
6'9". Wow.
Yep, I'll tell you a story. Actually, if you remember,
did you ever have to size him up? Did you ever have to measure him up, or did?
no,
I remember like
no. I always there's a place on your documentation. How tall, how much they weigh, what color eyes.
I always wondered how wrong I was getting that when I wrote.
If they didn't have, sometimes if they didn't have an ID, yeah, true story. What do we call Captain America?
Champ.
So the 6'9" dude, I think I already told that story. I threw him
Champ,
up against the wall.
Past guest of the show.
Yeah, you wasn't here for
haven't
that
listened
one.
to the
No, that
episode
was before
yet.
my
Please
time.
listen.
Was you? Yeah, you was here for Champ.
Yeah, you were here for Champ.
Yeah, you was here for Champ.
Champ talked about the Thai hookers.
Oh, that's right.
That's the only takeaway I got from everything that he said. No,
That's a good takeaway.
Gotcha,
Good hookers.
gotcha.
I got stuck on hookers.
Thai hookers.
No, but that's the one where
Lady
6'9"
boys.
dude was stealing, and then we got him, and I shoved him up against the wall, and he bumped his head, and he thought Champ was the guy that did, and he was gonna find him out on the street.
Oh wow,
That was good time.
What do you think the largest man is? That
Oh
you
fuck,
stopped?
400
Like,
pounds.
400 pounds.
Yeah.
Was he wearing overalls?
No shorts with his balls hanging down to the
You had to think about it though, huh?
Yeah. No, like no, there is people. There is. I've got a guy wearing the bibs.
Oh fuck yeah! Listen, I know a guy who wears it.
We called
and
him
wears
Captain
one,
Jack.
and he's almost convinced me to just start in my personal life, start wearing overalls.
Dude, I had Tommy Hilfiger bibs.
No shit.
I did. You know, you ever watch Generation World or whatever with
Slobby's World.
Slobby's World? Yeah. I had those bibs, and those bibs now, if I had those now, like $500, $800.
Wow.
No shit.
Yeah, I spent $60 on them bitches back in the day.
Man.
All the shit I had Tommy Hilfiger shoes. I had it all, man.
Other than Tommy Hilfiger cologne, that's about it.
I do notice the guys who switch to bibs, they're in the bib world. You know, it's
Yeah.
like they're there. They found the secret.
That's their
Yeah.
life. They'll wear it all day, every day. Going to the mall, going shopping, going.
And the
get
guy I
something.
know, I mean, he's like, once I made that switch, his whole fucking life perspective changed.
I know this has nothing to do with asset protection, but in his bibs, did he
This whole
have
episode
did he
has
have his
nothing to do
glasses? Did he have his glasses? And did he have a little notebook?
He always kept a pen, and he always had his glasses.
That's got to be it, right? There's more
Pockets for shit?
accessibility,
Well, and he
stuff,
says it's really freeing, because he's kind of a bigger guy. No, he's tall and he's not fat, but he's just, we've got a little bit extra, poundage on
Does he
him.
talk like this sometimes?
No, very soft spoken, very interesting guy. We connected over our love of mushrooms. But he says, "Hey,
What kind of mushrooms?
both of the psychedelic kind," because I was lamenting on the fact that the first time I ever smoked pot was because I was supposed
There was a reason.
Yeah. So
I just want to say, I'm drawing all this together. I'm making a picture of this man, very soft spoken. He's collecting
White
mushrooms in
beard,
the
white
woods.
hair.
Yeah, this motherfucker's gone hunting for Bigfoot, and
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
He's got stories
In
written
his
down in that
bibs.
notebook.
Actually, that might not be a bad person to go hunt Bigfoot with. But no,
Jose and Big Jack.
I didn't
bring your own overalls.
bring your own overalls. I smoked pot because I was meeting up with some people. They had shrooms, and I was all about doing the shrooms, and I was excited about it because I'd always wanted to, and I trusted these people, and they fucking ate the shrooms before I got there because my fat ass had to get dinner beforehand because I didn't want to I didn't want to shroom on an empty stomach. So then they were like, "Well, we just ate the shrooms, but we got pot," and I was like, "Oh fuck."
So then you just I smoke.
Oh yeah, smoke. But then I mean, it was fun, but it wasn't shrooms. So it's still to this day, I still haven't done shrooms, and I really want to. But me and this gentleman, we bonded over shrooms and also his love of bibs. He's very smart. He is a former professor.
Awesome.
And
Wow.
yeah,
This guy is getting more and more interesting by the second. Yeah.
Speaking of a mushroom story, I was just talking to a gentleman the other day about a mushroom story where they bought some shrooms and they said, "You know what? We have enough. We're going to split them up with everybody. But before we do that, we're going to take our own share." So there's two of them that took their own share, and they did it. And they're like, I don't know if these are real. I think we got juked. And then so they gave them to everybody else, and everybody else started acting like they was real. Oh, oh my God, I really feel it. I really feel it. And come to find out, it wasn't even shrooms.
Huh.
Have you ever heard that story?
Yeah, I've heard similar stories, and that's why I was really bummed, because watching these people trip out was really a lot of fun. It's kind of like the story that the time, it was over a year ago, so I think it's okay to say, but I had a gummy, right?
Statute of limitations.
Right, statute of limitations. So I ate a gummy, and I was already drunk, but I ate a gummy, and I said, well, this shit isn't working, so I fucking ate another gummy.
That's how it always is, dude.
And then
that's where I thought that shroom story was going.
And then it just fucking whacked me, and I was like, I was the highest I've ever been, and it was nuts. It was awesome.
Do you think you've ever stopped anybody that was? I know I've stopped people that were high on downers that were like, I would say like Xanax is a huge one. People
really
take Xanax and they feel like they got to steal shit. This one woman, she was on Lexapro and she was real forgetful. But do you think you've ever stopped anybody on psychedelics? Or?
I don't know about psychedelics. I know I got somebody coming down from the fucking meth all the time. Meth.
Oh, yeah.
And I got the guy that came in. He had one flip flop on and one regular tennis shoe on, and the music was playing over the overhead, and he was just dancing to the fucking shit, man. And he was just stealing watch after watch after watch.
Gosh.
He probably had 20 watches on him. He didn't even give a fuck. And so I got tired of waiting. He was in there for almost 2 hours. I call them campers. People that are on drugs, I call them campers. And so, so I decided, you know what? I'm calling the cops. So the cops got tired of waiting too. So they just came inside. They got him. They handcuffed him because he had ripped all kinds of packages. All right, you can't sell this shit. So we'll just go ahead and take him. So when they opened it up, first of all, while I was waiting, I decided maybe this guy's got a vehicle. So I go out looking. There is a girl in a car tripping the fuck out. Just constantly, like she was having a fucking seizure. So like 2 and 2 put together. This guy's out here dancing. This woman in here is having this fucking seizure. So I tell the cops there's a girl out here in the parking lot. She's tripping. So long story long, they get the guy on him. He still has drugs. He probably has about $1,000 worth of meth still on him.
Damn.
Yeah, that's a lot, right? That's a lot.
Damn.
a couple hundred dollars, probably about $1,000, almost $1,000.
Fuck.
They get him. They take him. 20 watches. He's got 20 watches, and he's tripping, sweating, just dripping down him. They take him out to the car. The woman takes off running. You can't do nothing to me. It was good times. But yeah, but nothing like anybody was real fucking mellow. Nothing mellow. Nothing. People said they was having panic attacks, and so of course, anytime anybody says somebody says I want a drink, you got to get them a drink. Anybody says, hey, I need to go to the doctor. I was like, well, I'm gonna be honest with you. If you're gonna go to the hospital and want a doctor, I automatically have to call the cop. So you want the cop to come? No.
Did you ever find any meth labs in the bathroom or?
Yeah.
Smoking?
Actually, yes.
Really?
Well, little makeshifts, and you can make makeshifts out of Gatorade bottles and out of different bottles, and they got that shit in there. And they use different batteries. They got batteries they use, lithium batteries that come out of the different flashlights, and they all the time.
How much?
Really?
I always wondered about like shit like
those are called shotguns.
I don't want to use the name brand, but the
Nike.
fuel, they're like fuel tanks for camping.
Oh yeah, propane tanks.
Yeah, and they would just fly off shelves and apparently it's used for meth.
So
and
I don't know
meth
if you
labs
remember
and stuff. But I always wonder, like that company has to know a certain percentage of their customer
is
base
going to the meth.
Yeah. It's like it's got to be propping them up for.
But they don't care.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it'd be.
They're making that money.
something that I don't even pay attention to anymore because I guess it's just not on my radar, nor have I really cared about it lately. But when I first started this, I don't know if you remember this. There's precursors. So if somebody gets a propane tank, gets Drano, or goes to the pharmacy, you automatically have to call DTF.
Yeah,
they want you to call them right then. And they'll come to the store. They'll come to the store right then and there. If you have 3 out of the 4 precursors, you have to. They wanted us to call. And so back in the day, we used to call all the time.
No shit.
Now it's like it doesn't even register because there's so much shit going on. It's like, I'm not even worried about.
I remember watching people get out of the same vehicle. Like one person would go in, they'd pick up a whole bunch of Sudafed from the pharmacy. Next person would get out of the car, pick up a whole bunch of Sudafed from the pharmacy. And you'd see it, youd put it together. Then by the time you get out there, they just take off.
They're already going.
Yeah. And I mean, and the other thing too with it is the pharmacy's like, well, it's not all the same person. They're buying under the legal limit. So
plus they're making the money off it. They wanted to make the money off of it.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
It's a sale.
Bastards.
Bastages.
Do you have any? Are there any precursors for like zucchinis, condoms, and lubrication?
No, but I will tell you, this is all fun. So
That's where my mind goes.
Call me.
The big box. One of the guys that works with me now, we got a bet. This company just started selling dildos. They're called massagers. So we did
Massage your insides.
We did the bet. So the first guy that stops somebody that steals one, you owe him lunch. Dude, I almost caught one. He couldn't figure out how to open the fucking box. And he got caught. And so
Was it a guy?
Yeah, it was a guy getting ready to steal a massager.
Foiled by his own stupidity.
20-year-old kid.
Huh.
Crazy.
Interesting.
Interesting. A 20-year-old kid buying a dildo. Wonder what he's getting it for.
I used to work for, this is when I wasn't doing loss prevention, but I worked for a higher end small boutique retailer, and we got a bunch
Boutique. That's a big word.
boutique. And we
Tell
got
us a little bit more about this boutique.
let me tell you.
Yeah.
And well, the shopping demographic of this boutique was little old ladies and stuff, and that's who frequented the store the most.
Were they DTF?
Well, I'm getting to that because they were
Their own little ring.
One Christmas in the gift area, we got a bunch of the suspicious box massagers, and little old ladies bought the shit out of those massagers. Like we all laughed when they came in, and then it was like, oh, we're sold out. Holy crap!
Oh, okay.
Did you ever personally have to sell one?
Oh yeah. I rang them up. It was hard to look the people in the eyes as you're,
Sure.
One lady,
I need a price check. I need a price check.
One lady came in, and I don't know. I have no idea, like, you never know, like, when they're buying it, if you want to be like, massagers, huh? Yeah, I got you, wink. No. But one lady came in, she bought like 5 of them, and she's like, yeah, I'm just getting these for my daughters, and then some of their friends too, they'll have a hoot with them. And I was like, okay, whatever.
Okay, tell me more.
Yeah, I was like, and your daughter, brunette, blonde.
What?
But
I mean, if you think about it, it's a lot less awkward than going into, one of those sex toy shops. And
here's a question for you. Can you go in there? Could you go into one of them sex stores with your old lady or your significant other and then not get a boner look at some of this shit?
Oh, yeah, I do it all the time.
I'd like to think so. I'd hate to think like all the guys that are walking in there are just full torqued,
Right.
Awkward.
Right. Well, I've heard, there were places in past where, they had like the theaters, you know what I mean? Like the jerk off theaters. And I thought, I don't know, like, I mean, even like the old school, like in New York and stuff, they had those. And I thought, where do you have to be in your life to sit in the theater, dark theater, but a theater nonetheless, with, dozens and dozens of other dudes jerking off,
knowing that they're doing the same thing you're doing? It's incredible.
I was just looking for Bigfoot.
Jose Canseco. What are you doing here?
Jose?
I was just looking for Bigfoot.
Nothing.
Oh, yeah. Hey, good use of sound effects.
Yeah, thank you.
No, that's a true statement. Or have you ever walked into one of those trucks, side of the road truck stop? Places. And you go in there and there's this so they have the different rooms you can go in. One time I went into one of those just to see what was going on. I've never been into one. Just, you know what? I'm going to say that I did this. I walk into one and there's doors galore.
Yeah.
But there's a fucking line of 15 dudes trying to get to one.
Huh. What do you think was behind the one?
Door number one was somebody giving some head.
Well,
I never figured it out, nor did I want to know, really, to tell you the truth.
There is a place in town that still has,
want to see Bigfoot?
that still has pictures of Bigfoot, that still have those rooms, and you can still use those rooms, and you can
you guys remember Subway? Next to Subway? The massage.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we used to try to get one of my fraternity brothers drunk and get him to go to, he used to call it the old rub and tug.
Went there when I was 15 years old.
No
kidding. A group of us were 15, 16. Tried to get in there. It's like, there was a lady sitting in this tight spandex pink outfit with their nips showing. She's like, you guys are not old enough. Come back when you're 18.
Damn.
Apparently with the sex shops, they have a high rate of theft. And stuff. I talked to this girl I used to know. She worked at one, and she was talking about how a guy tried to run out with a bunch of stuff, and he actually clubbed her in the head with a dildo.
Oh my god! How did you get knocked out? With a dick?
But every time I go in into one of those places, the person working behind the counter just looks, I mean, they just have that I don't give a fuck look. So of course I would imagine that a lot of shit gets stolen because they don't give a shit. I mean, I've just been in there and, you know, women and men were just, you know, fucking reading on their phone, doing whatever. Like,
I think
I could put this corsage on or this corset on and fucking walk out of here and you would be none the wiser because you're looking at your goddamn phone.
I think the only thing worse than somebody who's aloof in that job is somebody who's too interested. You know? Hey, how you doing today? What are you looking for? Can I help you?
That is awful. That would be an awful feeling. That would be an awful.
So, what kind of porn are we looking at today?
What groups do you belong to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although we did have one time, I was in there with my significant other, and we did have somebody, you know, working the counter come over, and we were looking.
They do allow therapy dogs in there.
Yeah, and my significant other was looking for something for her. It just happened to be next to the pegging stuff, you know. And so the person came over and goes, "Oh, do you want to try anything on, or do you want to, know more about it?" And I'm like, "No, I know all I need to know about pegging. I'm okay, thank you." Namely, I don't want to do it. But that was about the most interaction I've ever had in one of those stores. I've never been to the seedy ones.
I can see how people would want to steal from there. They're very they're, like timid. They don't want people to know. I want this 12-inch
Fuck,
dick.
man, $90 for a fucking plastic dick. I mean, yeah, hell yeah, I'm gonna steal that shit. $90, that shit's insane. $110. They've got fucking vibrators in there that you can sync up to your Bluetooth on your phone, so you can fucking, women can get off while just being on their phone. And then you're talking $125. Like, yeah, you're gonna fucking. I mean, that shit's too expensive. Yeah, it's overpriced.
I'm sure
here's my fingers.
Internet and e-commerce is just destroying ma and pa smut shops.
The day and age of,
I don't know.
Like a hometown feel? You think that there's always going to be that hometown?
that local flair.
Welcome back.
It's like, it's like the old
guys. You may see your whole punch. Your 10th one's free.
It's like the old guys that go to McDonald's, every morning for their coffee. You just get these like groups of people that just, every Friday night they're showing up to the local.
There's a showing. Shop. There's another showing tonight. We're gonna have a showing of the newest one. The newest one.
I don't know. I mean,
high school graduation 3 on VHS.
On VHS.
Berg's got that.
Berg's got it. Featuring Berg.
Berg goes to all these yard sales. You guys have any VHS?
Yeah, VHS.
Yeah.
One day it's gonna happen. I feel it.
That's actually, like, you saying that, I was kind of like, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
You guys, you selling any VHS?
You guys selling any VHS?
Could you imagine if you decided to do that, really, and you and your significant other just like, we're gonna do a fuck film, and in the middle of the regular film, we're gonna put this couple sex scenes and positions and do some zoom ins.
I'm sure it's happened in the days of VHS.
I've tried to do it, but she's not down.
Yeah.
I bet that's like kind of like an old style of graffiti,
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, we did something naughty. Somebody's gonna see it. And returned it back to the regular store.
Man, could you? Could you imagine if you were a kid, you're fucking watching, the TV recording of the Goonies, and then halfway through, mommy's getting pounded in the ass by daddy, and you're just like, whoa, what the fuck's going on here? Wait, why are you doing that to my mommy? Get off of her! Yeah. You got fucking Chunk doing the truffle shuffle, and then your dad's getting his dick sucked,
and then your mom's doing the truffle shuffle,
the horizontal truffle shuffle, and.
Oh God!
God, how many people we've got to find somebody and have them on who has experienced that.
A truffle shuffle?
Yeah, the truffle shuffle. Their mom doing the truffle shuffle with her dad on VHS.
Yeah.
How do you put feelers? How do you put those feelers out there?
Yeah, put that on social media. Looking for a guest.
Put that on topics.
For a man between ages 20 to 30.
Have you seen your parents having sex on a VHS tape in the middle of one of your favorite childhood movies?
I was so in news today, kind of switching gears here. I had heard the last Blockbuster. There's only one Blockbuster.
Yeah, I saw that one left, and it showed people still going in there. Yeah. An old lady going in there. Yeah, you guys remember that?
Oh yeah,
Blockbuster. Yeah,
I just
I still owe fees.
Everybody did. That was their downfall. I actually just talked to a woman 2 weeks ago at a place that was open 24 hours, like a pharmacy place. We were talking because she asked me if I had one of their reward cards, and I said no, I've lost that a long time ago, but I got the phone number. And she goes, oh yeah, she's like, I hold on to mine. She still had her fucking Blockbuster card, and I mean it looked damn near brand new, and I was like,
that's a collector's item. Can I buy that off you?
You know that you can't use that anymore.
Could you imagine if you had a secret club, if you had the Blockbuster card, it got you into certain places?
That'd be cool.
Like a secret society, but you still had to use a Blockbuster card or something, movie gallery.
That'd be cool.
When did you gentlemen first use Netflix? When did that come into your orbit?
Man, I don't even. I think we'd actually.
I was getting DVDs.
Used it. Yeah, we'd used it in the mail.
Yeah,
and stuff.
I would probably say 15 years ago.
Been some time, yeah. It's
because my mom was like, she was like one of the first people to use it. So we were getting DVDs and stuff.
So I'll tell you, I used to work for at Best Buy. I say it.
Ooh.
We used to cheat people out of Netflix because they used to put these stickers on all the DVD players, get a free 14-day trial of Netflix. I don't know if you remember that. And you would have to swipe a credit card, and we was taught. So here you're buying this DVD, you're gonna get 14 days free of Netflix. Awesome! What I have to pay for it? You don't have to pay nothing. So all I'm gonna need you to do is swipe your credit card. All right. Well, I don't have a credit card. Oh, they don't get to 14 days. So I'd have people swipe their credit card, and they would get charged $14.99 or however much it was after the free trial was over.
Sure.
And that was part of they did that too at Best Buy. When they did it for MSN. I don't know if you guys are ever part of the action lawsuit.
No.
Where you got a percentage of your money back. MSN. We used to do that with MSN as well.
No
And
kidding.
Best Buy got sued twice for the Netflix and for the MSN. Yeah.
Have you ever stopped anybody for identity fraud?
Identity fraud?
Identity
You had me say it. You had me say it.
You guys have been drinking with Jose Canseco, haven't you? What were you guys doing earlier today?
Top shelf baseball player, man.
You guys were fucking looking for Bigfoot earlier.
Still looking.
Identity throb?
Yeah.
Identity theft?
Identity throb. That's by the same director as high school graduation.
Three.
Yeah.
So
with the math
prom
unit.
night. No, so seriously, it happens all the time. People come in there. We got officers coming in all the time. Somebody stole their credit card. It's so easy. Plus, they do a lot of skimming.
Sure.
They got these things now. You can skim somebody's credit card from North Carolina.
Oh yeah. Have you ever had any of those?
All the time. All the time. So I got a phone call from, believe it or not, just probably about a month, 2 months ago. Alabama called me and said somebody used a stolen credit card. It was skimmed from a store in Alabama, and they used it in Midwest here.
No shit.
Yep. And so I had to burn video. They gave me times. They gave me the last digits. But what they're able to do is they're able to take that. I'm pretty sure you guys you're smart. They can go and they skim it and put it on a totally different card. But but the numbers still show up. So
like a dummy card.
Yeah.
It's not really. I mean, it's just a magnetic strip. That's why they're switching to the chip.
Yep.
now.
That's
But
the chip.
man, I can't help but think there's some sort of like commission or group out there that's just making hand over fist
For
on
the
those
chip?
chips. Yeah.
Oh man. So whoever created that's a genius.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and you saw the local gas station that had a card skimmer.
Yeah, just recently.
Yeah, just like this week.
What was it? The guy in the pickup truck? Was it? The guy
I think
in the
so.
pickup truck?
Was that an SUV?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, but here's the thing about it. So I watched this video shared by your father, and
the force is with you.
The force is with you, and you can tell. I mean, it looks spot on, except that it's fucking flapping in the goddamn wind. I'm like,
so goddamn wind.
The skimmer.
The skimmer. So whenever I use something, I mean, I'll pull on that.
Dude.
They want you to.
Yeah, so now whenever I go to anywhere, I will yank on it. I'll pull it.
Gas stations.
Yeah.
Anywhere I'm at home.
Yeah.
I'll just yank on that motherfucker. Pull away.
Sometimes I'm going out in the woods looking for Bigfoot. You see an ATM.
Hey, there's nothing. We don't kill anything here. It's all
fucking
alive.
whale on that thing.
Nothing.
Hey guys, I gotta go. I gotta go find Bigfoot right now. And
guys, what time is it? Bigfoot time.
Bigfoot time. Oh, I used to have the hip hop air horn.
Oh.
I hated that, dude. I hated that in
Hip hop air
songs.
horn. I love that.
No.
Yeah.
That's the only
DJ
thing.
Kelly.
That's a mating call for Bigfoot. Jose Canseco comes out.
Oh,
if the whole Jose
Marshall.
Canseco podcast thing doesn't work, we can make a whole
Shit ton.
kids book. Jose Canseco on these crazy adventures using his fucking bat and
what's
balls
funny?
to fucking knock
I just
out
pictured
bad guys.
cartoon character
Yeah,
of
me
Jose
too.
with a fucking baseball bat in a fucking baseball uniform.
Yeah, me too.
Are we thinking maybe like a video game
With bubbles.
He's got a baseball. He shoots basebballs.
Old school though, but old school.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
like
2D, yeah, the
Yeah.
side
jumping around,
scroll, yeah.
shoots baseballs at Bigfoots.
Yes.
Oh, and scores.
And his power up in health is little bars, like little airport bars and tequila
Steroids,
shooters.
you
Yeah,
think-
steroids. Oh,
syringes.
oh god.
Do you think Bigfoot's looking for us?
Ooh.
He found me, Bubba. I'm everywhere. No.
Okay, yeah, even better question. Do you think Bigfoot's looking for Jose Canseco? Maybe the two are mutually looking for each other and,
And
they
that's the
just
reason why
don't know it.
keep missing each other.
Yeah, they just it's fucking
Right.
Craigslist misconnection.
They're both making commercials. So I mean,
If you're a man between the ages of 40 and 60 and you've used steroids,
it's on the back page of.
If you're 8 feet tall, hairy, and possibly non-human, why would you go to Las Vegas to fucking look for Bigfoot?
I don't know if that's where I want to say.
Last,
Like I
this is
feel
last
like
spotting.
it was
spotted there at the crap stand.
him and Elvis.
Yeah.
I feel like I want to say it was Vegas or something like
Did you
that.
say with Elvis?
Yeah, with Elvis, Bigfoot and Elvis hanging out.
He was an FBI agent. Did I ever tell you that my grandma told me she used to work with Elvis, that he wasn't dead, and that her and him were both FBI agents? That's my
Spooky.
grandmother. Yeah.
What kind of? Where did she get her shrooms?
Shit. She knows this guy named
Did she wear
Marshall.
bibs?
Because I want to get in on that.
Home run.
No, you know what? I don't know. I guess I can believe that kind of stuff. I think we, like based on some of our earlier.
Could you believe more in Bigfoot than in Jesus Christ?
Oh fuck yeah!
There's actual sightings of
Right.
of Bigfoot.
Yeah, and footage and shit. I don't care if it's fake or not. At least it's something.
Do you think that somebody just decided, let's make up something, and it's just never died?
Yes, because so this goes back to our earlier conversation about the internet, and one of the things that we've lost in this modern era is that like wonderment. You know what I mean? Like you think about the Bigfoot sighting, the footage that was so famous. It's like at the time I can totally see why, because you didn't really think. I mean, it was footage, right? So clearly that's
legit.
Yeah,
it's legit.
and now we've gotten to the point where
you can recreate that anyway.
Right. And now you can't even tell what like. So I think about this in terms of our discussion about security footage.
Segue.
Segue. Because now, I mean, I can go and steal something, and because of the shitty quality, I can just say, "Oh no, that wasn't me.
Right. And
That wasn't me."
And they have to prove it.
Right, and then the onus to prove it is on them. Well, if you don't find it, I mean, good luck. But so that wonderment and amazement has kind of gone away.
Can I tell you what came to my mind as you were saying that shit? So like, I remember when I first started this stuff, and we would catch somebody, and they'd say, "That wasn't me." Well, fingerprint him.
Oh yeah.
Like, we're not gonna do that. Are you stupid? Why would we fingerprint?
Right.
There's all many. You know how many people touch that?
Yeah, because now we can. Because now enough court cases have said, "Well, sorry. I mean, he could have just been in there sooner, earlier."
I have some breaking news, guys.
Okay.
So the trip is real in Las Vegas. It was reported by the Las Vegas Review Journal for Jose Canseco. But here's the thing.
Tell me more.
It's only limited to 5 individuals for the low price of $5,000.
Oh,
for the 5 of them, so it's $1,000 a piece or $5,000 a piece.
I think it's $5,000 a piece.
Oh my god!
Fucking hard times for Jose.
Dude,
I feel like if you're a
$20,000
celebrity and you're gonna have like those hanger-on fans that'll just do anything. Like I imagine that trip is just gonna be like, oh hey Steve, you're here again.
Right. Listen, when we become rich and famous from podcasting,
That's right.
I'm gonna fucking do Bigfoot. I'm
only gonna charge $1,000 for my Bigfoot
how about this?
trip. guys.
Listen, I'll pay you $100 to get drunk with me out in the woods.
Right here, give me $20.
For an extra $100, I'll dress up as fucking Bigfoot for you. That's the shortest, fattest Bigfoot I've ever seen.
Evolution's a bitch.
Yeah. Listen, we can't all be fucking 8 feet tall and big and hairy.
No.
That's living
in our father's shoes.
Yeah.
Oh, that hit hard.
Good stuff.
Well, I don't know. I'm both. I'm both saddened and happy by that story because it means that he's just desperate enough that if we pitch to him this idea,
it's going to cost us $200,000.
Well, no, but he's desperate enough for money that he'll do it. You know what I mean? Like we can be like, hey, we'll just find sponsorships and then they'll pay for the trips.
Here's the deal: does he have enough celebrity? Is that enough celebrity? Is he banking? I wonder.
I mean, it was report. What? Wait, what are you asking? Are you asking like, is he going to get the 5 people to do it?
He's that bad up. He just wants 5 people. I just want 5 people. Listen, any motherfucker.
What if he only gets 4?
God damn it! This is canceled.
Listen, you know what this sounds like? This honestly sounds like he's fucking $25,000 short on his fucking his child payment,
and he needs it just this month,
and he needs it. Yeah, he needs it by the fucking end of the year, and he's like, oh, you know what?
I just need 5 people.
$5,000. I need $25,000.
I don't give a shit what I do. I'll have Bigfoot.
Right.
Goddamn.
Right, but this fucking reeks of desperation of a man who's just that on that edge.
Here's Jose drinking some Jose Cuervo, looking at his laptop, looking for this craziest shit he can come find.
Right. Yeah, you don't have to. I mean, yeah, he's got enough celebrity, I'd say.
I wanna start a Bigfoot expedition, but just so for our listeners at home, we're in a small town.
Sure.
Right? We're in a small town in the Midwest.
Yeah.
Let's just put together a Bigfoot expedition.
Dude.
Just get some woods. You rope off the woods that you want to use. Just go out in the woods. $25 Bigfoot expedition. We just make crazy noises in the woods. Done.
Listen, we can do this. We can make this happen if you want to make it happen.
I think it'd be an interesting podcast experiment.
I think so. Yeah.
We're live right now.
Live hunting Bigfoot.
Oh, you know what? I wonder if anyone's ever done a ghost hunting podcast.
Oh, I bet it's out there. I bet
just walking around and be like, oh my God, you can't see it, but guess what? It's really cold right now, right where I'm standing.
Believe it or not, we have a
ghost
AP peer that is actually a ghost hunter and has all the machinery and the video and all the shit that he has, all the equipment.
No shit.
Here in town.
I was a part of, I thought you guys knew this. I was a part of the city that we live in, the local chapter of ghost hunters. I want to say,
wait, did you just hear that? Did you just hear that?
We did. Huh? What? Wait, everybody.
There it was.
Jose!
What's up, homie?
Let me ask you a question. I just thought of something. For that $5,000, do I get a signed autographed baseball bat?
Yeah, but I imagine it's not fucking worth anything.
Not allowed.
Listen,
not allowed.
If
you can't
that's
speak
an
to
extra
Jose,
$1,000.
you can't look him in the eyes.
Listen, if Jose's scheming people out of $5,000 to go look for Bigfoot, I can't imagine his signature's worth very much anymore.
Not at all, man.
No, but we were
let's
part
talk
of
about this fucking ghost hunter shit.
It was like ghost trackers. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It sounded kind of lame, but I will tell you that it was awesome. We got to go around. We live in a city with a lot of rich history, and we got to go to these historical sites that had kind of your urban legends to city ghost stories. And then we spent the night there, learned a lot about the history. And there were times spooky stuff happened. Like there was legitimate stuff that to this day I think about and kind of scratch my head at and stuff.
Do you see any spooky stuff in the stores?
No, I don't. No. Just people.
Just because it's open 24 hours and it's all fucking well lit and shit.
The only thing I will tell you this, I believe in spirits, okay? I believe in spirits, right? So the only freaky thing, and now you say it, let me retract, okay? So one of the store managers got real sick and was in the hospital and was almost dying. But she came back to work and she was at work and I could swear a black fucking spirit was just all around her. Like, this bitch is gonna fucking die.
And then
she's still alive.
Oh.
But
your spirit detector sucks.
But I could feel it. It was just a bad omen.
Right.
Like she was going.
Maybe it's the bad juju of the hospital. You know,
man,
she brought
followed it back.
Kind of the
maybe she cheated death.
Let's just say that she's no longer a rich bitch and she doesn't have a job and she lost everything.
Really?
So
maybe that specter was,
I know a baseball player. He's got a very similar story.
I know a baseball player who, for $5,000, will help her get rid of that specter.
Have you guys seen anything spooky?
I did see. So a lot of times it was all explained away and stuff, but it was like,
this is a good education about asset protection, by the way.
Yeah.
I apologize, everybody who tuned in to hear about asset protection.
But this is good shit, though.
No, but I think I've talked about this before, but the cameras lie so much. You can't can't trust the cameras because
Because you think you see something?
Yeah, there's so much tomfoolery that happens. Like, I've thought I had people dead to rights that they changed in the bathroom so quick, the shirts, that it looked like they were just walking out with they popped in, put the shirt on, walked out, and they'd paid for it, but you didn't see that on the camera, so you thought they were stealing. And then you go see another camera angle and you see they pop in, put the shirt on, and walk out. Crazy shit like that. If it could go wrong, it felt like it would go wrong with the cameras. I will say one time I freaked one of the managers out because there was a seed rack and it was probably like 50 pounds, and we got stray line winds, and it blew open the emergency doors of these winds, so you just see the doors fling open, and then it's basically like a mild tornado, and this mild tornado picked up the seed rack, just started spinning it as fast as it could, and it flew up in the air and fell. So I brought one of the managers and I was like, do you know about the story about this place, right? And she's like, no, what are you talking about? I was like, well, it's on top of an old Indian burial ground. I'm really surprised you never heard of that. I was like, some weird shit happens here all the time. She's like, nuh-uh. I was like, check out this video, and I played it, and all you see is the doors fling open, and then the seed rack spins like a million miles an hour, just out of nowhere, flies up in the air, throws seeds everywhere. And she started hysterically laughing and about crying. She's like, oh! And then I was like, she was like, what is that? And she's like, wanting to tell the other managers. I was like, it's the storm from the other night.
You're awful.
So some wacky shit happens on the camera.
All right, I'm going to tell you the story.
It's only for the three of us to know.
Only for the three of you to know. Three of us to know. No, because I've never told anyone this. So you're saying how you're a part of like the ghost hunters thing. Mm-hmm. So again, back in the early days of the internet, I joined this group that was essentially not ghost hunters per se, but just sort of paranormal hunters. And there was a guy in there who, he was really into it. And when I say joined, I mean, we didn't physically meet up. This was just like message boards and taking pictures and sharing them and stuff like that. And
no, you got to turn it the other direction.
What?
The picture.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I was like, wait a minute, what? The old days, the disposable camera. And so, people would share, orbs and shit like that. And it was like, oh, wow, that's good. But this one guy was convinced that the city that I lived in, which was a really big city, it was a state capital, that there were
Wisconsin,
this Wisconsin state capital. He was convinced there were vampires. And yes, and this is before the whole Twilight bullshit. Okay, so this was pre-Twilight, but so one day, so him and I would have these conversations, a messenger, or these message board, and he was just like, man, he's like, I go out every night, I look for vampires, and I'm like, I'm fucking around going, oh, where do you go look for them, and he's like, oh, I go to abandoned buildings and whatnot, and then one time, he was gone for a couple weeks, and it's kind of like, what the hell, where did he go? Where you at? And so he sent a couple messages and basically he went out and he killed somebody, convinced that they were a vampire. It was a it was like it was a homeless guy, and he'd gotten caught, and he would spent time in jail, and he was out on bail. Wow. And I was like, and at the time,
how do you get on a bail from murder?
So I was like 17. Well, because I don't know what he was, but I was 17, and I was at that point, I was like, okay, like it just got too. Could
you imagine if you guys were out there and he was an accessory to murder?
Right. Because that's what I was afraid of, because he would talk about like,
hey, let's go out, let's go look.
Yeah, let's go look. And he would say like, oh, and what I guess what threw me off was one time he made this weird comment about he's like, oh, I got one tonight. And I just thought he was kind of bullshitting. You know what I mean? So
you are an accessory to murder.
Yeah, right. So if you're the police and you're listening, it's too late now. And
statute of limitations.
Statute of limitations, and you don't know my name. So
try and catch me, vampire scum.
Jose Canseco, help me. You're my only hope.
So stranger danger in your stores that you've worked.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Stranger danger?
Do you ever deal with that?
Like I can think of one
Pedophiles?
time. Well, I mean, maybe not necessarily pederass, dude. Maybe not necessarily like pedophiles and such like that, but like
you always get people that come in and say, hey man, there is a fucking van out there, and somebody just walked in, there's two dudes in it, doesn't feel right, I don't know what's going on. So then you get a description of what they look like, so you start walking the store looking for fucking somebody that fits the description that would be somebody like that.
We had one where we had reports of this kid. He was like 5, drive on his own, trying to take a bicycle down off a bike rack. And we got out there and there was like some guy helping him out. And we're like, oh, his dad's with him, And then like it was real weird. We came up and then the guy started to walk away, like when he seen we were there and stuff. And then we asked the kid, like, hey, is this your dad? Blah, blah. And he's like, no, that's not my dad. He was just helping me get the bike down. I was like, yeah. So I don't know. Maybe he was just helping get the bike down. I'd like to think. But then we called over the loudspeaker. We got the kids.
Know.
Yeah. We got the kids' dad to come out, and we were all pretty salty with him. Like,
hold our hands, like, come with us.
Sure.
Like, your kid's not old enough to be in the bike area, make sure you got him and stuff. And
yeah.
Do you ever wonder about
wonder?
Do you ever wonder about any of that kind of shit that goes down that you don't catch? Like, do you ever think that you've been?
There's so much shit that happens out in the parking lots.
Right.
Oh,
that's what I'm thinking. Like when you said that, I think, I mean, how many times have you been at the store where maybe somebody's gotten kidnapped or a kid's been taken or something?
Yeah. I got a story. You remind me of the story. I almost got fucking ran over because I was not going to allow this dude to take his kid from the girl. So we get called that there's a fight out in the parking lot. So we go to it, and it's a mother and father, but he wants the child. So he grabs her from the arms. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? So me being me, I'm like, no, you're not taking this child. I don't care who has right, who doesn't have right. He just straight grabbed him and said, let's go to get in the car. And we've already called the cops. Cops are supposed to be on their way. And he goes to take off. I jump on top of this fucking car.
Oh, fuck.
I jumped on top of the car, dude. I did one of the stupidest things I ever done, but I didn't want this kid to go away.
Yeah, because who knows?
But come to find out, if you don't have any legal documentation from court or anything, so let's say that my significant other has a child together. And
Marshall.
He just outed himself.
So let's
First off, my name's Marshall, and our son's name is Robert. Okay. You could at least show up on his birthday.
Bobby, when I have Bobby, so let's say that we separated.
Sure.
And so I have the child that you could come wherever I'm at, and you could take that child.
Sure.
Anytime you want to, and it's not kidnapping. It's not, unless it's court ordered that this amount of time that child with me. Yeah. So this, like, he kidnapped my child. No, he did not kidnap. Come to find out. Oh, wow. And me going above and beyond was no point of me going above and beyond because the cops wasn't going to arrest the guy. Not at all. And so he got to take the kid because he had him. Here's even another story. It was the weirdest shit. You talk about it was amazing how you allow things to flood in your mind.
That's what we're here for.
I was at another big box, and we talked about this. People started talking about this guy's in a wheelchair wheeling around following these people. And come to find out, the dad followed the mother to a court, followed him to the store, came there, grabbed the kid, took him out to the van. Now, I don't know the story. This kid, they said, he just stole my kid. I don't even know who it is. Once again, I go out call the cops, go out the fucking parking lot. This guy's he's in a wheelchair, so it's going to be even harder for him to get in the fucking van. So I opened the door. I was like, you ain't going nowhere, motherfucker. The cops are coming. I don't care what's going on. You're not leaving. You are not leaving. And another one of those instances, if there's no court, he didn't kidnap him.
Right, there's no court order.
And they're like, well, that guy that she's with is a pedophile and not allowed to be around kids. And there was no proof of that either. The cops pulled it. There's no proof of him being a pedophile and be around kids.
Wow.
Crazy shit, man. Crazy shit.
But those are the things that you've experienced. I mean, I'm thinking, man, what kind of shit has happened that
you don't know?
Oh, yeah. You know what I mean?
Missed the boat on.
Or you hear those stories like the people that kidnap the kids and then they're in the Walmart and they're just...
What are they? The Code Adam. We've done... I've been in multiple stores where we've done the Code Adam lockdowns and stuff.
Where you go, what they got to do, they told us, this is what's funny. I went to another retail and the retailer, they wanted to use where your mom works, that retailer, use the kid's name. No. Don't use the kid's name. You don't ever do that. And they got mad at me. I was like, don't ever use the kid's name because now the person knows who you got. They don't know that kid's name or the mother's name. So if I go give this kid's name, now the person that just kidnapped the kid knows the kid's name. So you just give descriptions and you go looking for them. And you get managers to go at each door, each exit, and then you just start searching until you look for those. Give me what color hair.
We were always told to color of the hair and then color of the shoes because they might try to change the clothes. Yeah, but the shoes are harder to get off, so a lot of times they don't change.
It's crazy.
That's wild.
I'll tell you, I don't know if you guys remember this, just probably 15, 20 years ago, the girl that was kidnapped in front of the Wally World in Franklin, Indiana.
No.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, right there, right in front of the whole store, just right there at the light.
That's horrible.
And then here's one. You know,
Did they ever find her?
No, she gone.
Damn.
Long story long, even longer. I go to these places and do training, and when you go to training, everybody tells stories that happen. They show videos, people doing drug deals out in the parking lot and getting shot and murdered. People coming in and trying to rob the Brinks trucks.
No kidding.
Shit like that happens all over.
Damn.
Crazy.
Here's one, just a place that. You know, I thought on local Beantown. You guys know where Beantown's at,
Sure.
right? So somebody just came into there and tried to rob the cart that they put all the money in, and by knife.
No. What an asshole bringing a knife to a gunfight.
Crazy.
Which reminds me of a thing I just read today about knife attacks are up in Britain.
What?
I've heard about that since they banned the guns.
Yeah, so they don't have a gun issue. They've got a knife issue.
Yeah,
which
crazy.
I don't know. I mean, I'd rather deal with a knife than a gun. I mean, I've dealt with both, and
I'm scared to death of knives, man.
Really
scared to death.
See, I'm not so scared, mostly because I'm fat. And I feel like, you know, they hit me anywhere in the serious
You're
areas.
You're going to be okay?
I'm not going to necessarily be okay, but my chances of survival are going to be a lot fucking higher. I'm going to fucking stab you in the liver. Dude. But I have to get through fucking 4 inches of fat first.
I just got done. I brought it up before about the Zodiac Killer.
Oh, yeah.
That Zodiac Killer stabbed these motherfuckers like 15 times to still survive.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Wow.
Because we're not
depending
all
on
fucking...
depending on where you puncture and what you did.
Yeah.
You get hit.
Huh.
Yeah.
But I know that this podcast, you know, is a little different, you know, and I enjoyed it. I missed you guys.
I missed you guys. This was a good one. I'm thrilled to be.
Are we
back
done?
Yeah, we are. The time is upon us.
Okay.
But I'm
You know,
telling
I'm a little bummed out about all
Jose?
the way we ended this stuff, and I'm just kind of wait. Who's that?
Jose Canseco saves the day.
Really cheered me up,
Who's your
man.
superhero?
Jose Canseco.
He recently he was in the news too. He shot off his own finger cleaning his gun.
Oh my god!
So
No pun intended.
Wait, I
little
listen.
tack on there.
Listen,
Talking
I
about
don't want to fucking weekend Jose Canseco when I go out to look for Bigfoot, okay?
my $5,000 is going very far, so don't even tell me these stories.
Let's look up how much reattachment of a finger costs.
25
Yeah,
grand.
There you go.
25 grand.
There you go, reconstructive surgery.
Oh my
I
god!
need 25
fucking
grand
needs-
like right now.
I need a fucking
No,
bionic
come to
finger.
find out he's got gambling debts. He owes the mafia there in Vegas.
Oh man, how does he
Bigfoot
not?
syndicate.
Oh hell! But
All
anyway,
right, guys.
So, yeah.
This
All right.
was- so yeah, for our listeners, you know, sorry there wasn't as much asset protection, but
No.
I think it was pretty
screw
entertaining.
you. All right, no,
Pretty
I'm just kidding.
entertaining.
No,
Yeah,
listen.
no, I enjoyed it. I hope you guys did.
Yeah.
I hope everybody
Time
listening
flew.
at
Time
home.
flew.
I know.
Yeah, time flew by. I feel like we could almost squeeze out another episode. so.
I guess I can put my clothes back on.
Ooh.
But somebody needs to go feed Robert.
Yeah, Bobby.
Bobby. Bobby.
Acknowledge him now. Yeah.
I got full custody. You ain't getting me, bitch.
Guys, thanks for listening. Once again, please like, subscribe, share, whatever you can to support us on any platform that we are on. Please keep listening and have a great and wonderful time. Bye.
Bye.